Hello and welcome to this video. So in this video, which is the first in a series of many other videos, we are going to discuss sample paper 1 in this book. This is Excelling KJSEA or Kenya Junior Secondary Education Assessment Mathematics by Victor Mwaura. So I'll go directly to sample paper 1. And I hope you can get this copy so that as we do these questions, you are also able to follow through, and also you have the book for your own practice. And so that if you need any help in this book, you'll be able to locate a video in this channel. Before we go on, the best thing you could do to help me continue uploading more videos is to subscribe to this channel. Please take a second and subscribe, have you? Thank you. Now, we are going directly to sample paper 1 question. In this video, we are going to do section A. So, sample paper 1, as you learn in page Roman 4, this is the format for the examination. Section A has 20 questions which are multiple choice questions, and each answer amounts to or carries 1 mark. So question 1 to 7, as you are going to realize, will come from the topic of numbers. Then question 8 to 10, algebra and inequalities. Question 11 to 17 is measurements. Question 18 to 19 is geometry and construction. And then lastly, we will have one question on data handling and probability. Then you can go through this format so that you are familiar with the examination format. So the first question in this sample asks, from the following set of numbers, 0.25, negative 12, 341, and negative 8.5. Identify the negative integer. So the first thing when you get this is to identify what an integer is. An integer is a whole number, whether positive or negative. An integer is a whole number. So the first number is 0.25. That is not a whole number. A whole number is counting numbers where you can say 1, 2, 3, but not 1.2 or something like that. So the first number does not fit as an integer, 0.25 and negative 8.5. You have two integers, negative 12 and 341. But which one is negative? Because we have been asked negative. It is negative 12. So the answer for question 1 was B, which is negative 12. The next question, question 2. What is the least common multiple LCM of 6, 8, and 12? How do we find LCM? So LCM of 6, 8, and 12. So I know you know how to do this. You draw such a table and then you begin finding common factors. So what is the least common factor? When you a prime factor that goes to any of these, there is 2. So 2 goes into 6 3 times, it goes into 8 4 times, 2 goes into 12 6 times. Then there is also a 2. You put a 2 again. 3 is not divisible by 2. You proceed. You copy 3 down there. Then 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Again there is a 2. So you go again with 2. Again you drop 3. 2 divided by 2 is 1. You drop 3. So you have 3. 3 divided by 3, 1. You drop 1. This again, 3 divided by 3 is 1. So your LCM LCM is all this 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So this is 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 3, 24. So this is your LCM, and the answer here is, so maybe we could have one paper. No, you just confirm from your book. So question 2 again, question 2, the answer is B, and it is 24, the LCM. Now let us look at question 3. The population of a town is 7,814,905. Round this population to the nearest 10,000s. So you are given that population of a town is 7. Let us do on another paper to avoid confusion. So the population of this town you are given as 7,814,905. Again, you are told to round off to the nearest 10,000s. So you are supposed to locate first where your 10,000s is. So this is ones, tens, hundreds, this is thousands, and this is tens of thousands. So you are being asked to round this off to the next. So this is what we want to move to either 2 or remain 1 or something. So we want to change this. So that you are able to change tens of thousands, you usually look at the number before that. So we are going to look at 4. If this digit before the tens of thousands or the thousands digit is at least 5, if it is 5, then the number, the tens of thousands number, will go up. But if it is less than 5, in this case it is 4, then it will remain the same, and then all the other numbers will remain 0. So the answer is 7,810,000. So this is rounding off of this number to the nearest tens of thousands. So somebody else could be confused and say, suppose this one we round this off to 5, then now this one has become 5, you round this off again. So that will be wrong, because you are just supposed to look at this alone. Don't look at the other numbers before it, just look at this number. Good. So we go to, so the answer there is your answer in the marking scheme should be nearest 10,000s, should be A. You can confirm that well higher. So we go to question 4. So the answer for that is A, 7, 8, 10, 0, 0, 0. We go to question 4. So this was question 3. So we go to question 4. Question 4 asks, a tailor bought 12.85 meters of fabric. Round this measurement to one significant figure. So you want to round this to one significant figure. So there are a number of things you need to know about significant figures, especially zeros. How do zeros operate when you when you are looking at their significance in a number? So here you want it to be one significant figure, so you want it to have one digit and the rest are zeros. So here in other words, when you are looking at 12, you are required to write it in the nearest tens. So you can look at number 2. If it is below 5, then it cannot go up. It will go down to 0. So your answer here is 10, which is B. B. 10 is B. Sorry, it's not B, it's A. Yeah, it's A. A is 10 meters. B is 12. So A is 10 meters. Yes. Question 5. We are told to simplify 3 over 5 divided by 1 over 5. So when you are given division of fractions in division of fractions, what do? You take the second number that you are dividing with and you take the reciprocal. So the answer should be 3 over 5 times 5 over 1. Again, you can cancel here by 5, divide by 5 1 by 5 1. The answer is 3 over 1, which is 3. So question 5, the answer is B. B, which is 3. You go to question 6. Question 6, you are asked question 6 asks expand and simplify the expression. So you are given 2x plus 3 plus 4x. So the first thing is to open the bracket, then you proceed. So here you will have, you can open 2 times x, 2x, plus 2 times 3 is 6, plus 4x. Then you put like terms together. 2x plus 4x is 6x plus 6. So your answer again there is B, which is 6x plus 6. If you are asked to factorize further or factorize again after now this expansion, you would take the common number, which is 6, and you'll have x plus 1. You factorize 6. 6 times x is 3x is 6x. 6 times 1 is 6. So your answer here was 6x plus 6. Question 7. A child's age A must be less than 10 years to enroll in a certain program. Which inequality? So a child's age A must be less than 10 years to enroll in a certain program. So we asked which inequality represents this condition. So which inequality represents this condition? Well, if a child, so if A, we are told, must be less than 10. So we know the size for less is this, less, alafu this one is greater, then you know less or equal to, and this is greater or equal to, and of course we have this one which means equals. So in this question, we are asked to write A is must be less than, so it's less, not less or equal, so it is less. You use this symbol. So your answer here should have been A less than 10, which is C. Option C here. Sorry, C is here. So we are done with the first topic, which is numbers. We go now to the next topic. The next topic is, as we have indicated here, is algebra and inequalities. Question 8 to 10 will be from algebra and inequalities. Remember, these are topics that are taught from grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9. Now, given the equation, question 8, given the equation y is 3x minus 7, what is the value of y when x is 4? So you are given y is equals to 3x minus 7, and you are told find y when x is 4. In this case, you are just going to replace x where it is in this equation. So y will be equals to 3 in brackets 4. Where there is x, you know 3x is 3 times x. So we are saying 3 times 4 minus 7. So 3 times 4 is 12, minus 7 is equals to 5. So our y apparently is y is equals to 5, which is option B in this question. Question 8b, y is 5. The next question, question 9, which of the following expressions is a factor of 3x squared minus 6x? So question 9. So we are being asked about this, a factor of 3x squared minus 6x. So if you look at the answers, there is no answer that has a square, so you need to factorize the given equation and establish whether there will be an answer there. So if you factorize here, you know there is a 3 here and there is also a factor of 3 here. There is an x here, there is also a factor of x. So you can take 3x to the outside. So what will remain here? 3x squared divided by 3x will be x. In other words, we are saying so that 3x times x will be 3x squared. So again, you take this divided by this, it will be 2. So when you factorize this, you have 3x, then x minus 2. So one of the factors here is 3 times x minus 2. These are the factors we have. So you look at the answer here, the choices. They have given you x minus 2 as option A, which is present in our equation here. You have 3x and we have x minus 2. So there is x minus 2, there is 3x minus 2, that is not present in our answer, 3x plus 2 or x plus 2. So the correct answer was x minus 2. This is a factor and it is option A. Let us proceed to question 10. Question 10 asks, a worker's daily earnings E are at least 1500. So we are saying that worker's daily earnings E is at least 1500. Which inequality best describes this? So you have A here and you have 1500 here. So what does the word at least? You need to know the meanings of these words: at least, at most, yeah, maximum, such words when it comes to inequality. So at least means you are either, the earnings is either 1500, so you have an equal sign, or greater. At least, for example, when you are saying, in this question that, or when you are asked, say somebody must come at least at 8, at least, the latest he should come to school is 6 a.m. It means be in school at least by 6 a.m. So you can come to school 5 a.m., 3 a.m. or something like that. In this case, we are saying the workers' earnings are at least 1500. So they can be 1500, 1600, or 1501, 1502, 15, but the minimum should be 15, not anything less than this. So this is the sign you should use. So that option is choice D, which is D, E greater or equal to 1500. Again, we are done with the topic of algebra. We go to question 11, which is on the topic of measurements. Question 11 to 17. So here we are going to find so many questions on measurements. Remember, in measurements you have measurements of length, measurements of money, and many other, several other concepts taught under measurements in grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9. So question 11 asks, a square garden has a side length of 15 meters. What is its area? So you have this square garden, 15, 15. So all sides are equal. We know area of a square is side times side. The length of one side times the other side. So 15 times 15 should give us 225. Again, because it is area and the measurements were in meters, so it is meters squared. So the answer here is 225 meters squared, D. We go to question 12. Question 12, convert 72 kilometers per hour to meters per second. So there are several ways of doing this. One way that I prefer, and I don't know how you have been taught, it's only that I don't like cramming the formula, but if you continue doing this question many times, you'll definitely understand the formula. So one way of doing this is understanding that 72, maybe a vehicle has gone 72 kilometers in 1 hour. So when you are told to convert it into meters per second or meters over second, so you can convert the numerator into meters. How many meters make 1 kilometer? 1000. Then the denominator, you also multiply the hour to make it into seconds. So how many seconds are there in 1 hour? You will take some time to think, but how many minutes are there in 1 hour? 60 minutes. How many seconds are there in each minute? 60. So in other words, you can multiply 60 times 60 or multiply by 3600. So you can start dividing this one, and this one. Then by 6, 1, by 6, 1, 2, by 6, 1, by 6, 2. So your answer here is 20 meters per second. Alternatively, there is a formula for this one, where you have so you can multiply this. You can say 72 kilometers per hour times 5/18. So where does this one come from? It comes from this. Here we were saying that if you divide this 1000 divided by that 600, it will be 5/18, which now is in this formula, by 2/18. That is why you can multiply that answer by 5/18. And suppose when you are given the answer, the question is in meters per second, and you are told to convert to kilometers per hour, you are supposed to multiply by the reciprocal of this. So suppose you want to go reverse, you would take 20 times 18/5, the reciprocal. So you see, it is better when you understand what is happening here, so that you do not wonder where do you multiply with 5/18 and when do you multiply by 18/5. Alright, so we have another question here. Measurements. A rectangular prism has a length of 8 centimeters, and you are given that diagram here. 8 centimeters the length, a width of 5 centimeters, and a height of 3 centimeters. So what is its volume? So what is volume of a rectangular prism or a cuboid? Volume. This is question 13. Volume is equals to length times width times height, which is 8 times 5 times 3. 8 times 5 is 40. 40 times 3 is 120. Remember, these were centimeters and it is cubed because it is volume. So the answer is 120 centimeter cubic, which is C. Question 14. Question 14 asks, what is the equivalent temperature of 25 degrees Celsius in Kelvin? So you have 25 degrees Celsius and you are supposed to convert this into Kelvin. So what you're supposed to do is that you are to add 273. So to convert degrees Celsius to Kelvin, you say 25 plus 273, then this is in Kelvin. So if you add this well, let me just add manually. Suppose you do not have a calculator, you need to understand how you add. 3 plus 5 is 8, 7 plus 2 is 9, and 2. So your answer is 298 Kelvin, which is C. Remember, option B is there to confuse you. If you just say directly it is 273 Kelvin, then you will be wrong. Question 15. Question 15. An item is priced at 800 Kenya shillings. Is sold for 640 after a discount. So what is the selling the initial price? Price is 800 Kenya shillings, but it is discounted, and now the discounted price is 640. So what is the discount? Discount, you can take the set price, or the set price, which is 800 minus 640, you will get the discount was 160 shillings. But what are we asked, by the way? So what is the percentage discount? So percentage discount is equals to discount over initial price or set price times 100. So you have 160 divided by what? Is it 640 or 800? The set price or the initial price is 800. So over 800 times 100. Why do we use the initial price? Because the seller wants to know how much discount am I giving you out of the set price, not out of what I have sold to you, but out of my initial price. So 2 zeros by 8, 1 by 8, 2 0. It is 20% discount. The answer is B. Suppose we had taken 640 directly over this times 100, I guess the answer would be 640. Yes, would be 80%, which is wrong. It's put there to confuse you. So the answer is B. Question 16. You have question 16. Question 16 asks, which angle is formed when two lines meet at a corner and are perpendicular to each other? So two lines have met at a certain corner and are perpendicular. Perpendicular means this is the angle between this line and this is 90 degrees. So then you asked, which angle? So which angle is this? And you have been told already perpendicular. Perpendicular. So this angle is called right angle. Right angle, which is option C. Right angle. We go to question 17. You are asked, question 17, you are asked, a point is located -5, 2. So this is a point on a Cartesian plane. So you asked in which quadrant is this point? So Cartesian plane looks like this. So this is y-axis and this is x-axis. And when you're given a point like this, it is given as x, y. So when the first number is -5, remember this is 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So when they start with -5, it means that point lies along this line, either on top or below. So again you have 2. So these 2, again this is 0. As you go up, you have 1, 2, 3. Going down is -1, -2, -3. So our point is 2, y is 2 here. So you project this point. So we are talking about this point. You are being asked, this point is in which quadrant? Remember, this is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. We go anti-clockwise. Remember, clockwise is this way. So when you are looking, you are counting these quadrants, you start with this, then you go like this, anti-clockwise. In that light, the point -5, 2 or -5, 2 is in which quadrant? The second. And that answer is B, second quadrant. Question 18. A car model is built to a scale of 1:24. So this is the scale of a car model. If the actual length of the car is 4.8 meters. What is the length of the model in centimeters? Oh yeah, so you have the actual car here. Then you have a smaller model. A model is something you are creating maybe to demonstrate to people. So you are told that the actual length so the ratio is 1:24 for the model. If the actual length of the car, or this length, is 4.8 meters, so what is again its length in centimeters if you are to calculate the length of the model, the one you have created in this ratio? Remember, when you say 1:24, you mean 1 centimeter in this drawing represents 24 centimeters. So you need to convert this into centimeters. 4.8 meters there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So you multiply by 100 to get 480 centimeters. So you want to know if 1 centimeters in the scale represent 24 centimeters, 480 centimeters will be represented by what will represent this. So if you write this, you will know you are supposed to cross multiply. You multiply by 480 over 24. Alternatively, if this is confusing you, you could start with 24 centimeters cubic is represented by 1 centimeters. What about 480 centimeters cubic? You multiply by 480 over 24. It's the same thing I've written here. So you cancel by 24, 1 by 24, 2, 20. So the answer is 20 centimeters on the model. So we are saying if this car is 4.8 meters long, the model that you are going to create, the length will be 20 centimeters. And the answer is C. Question 19. A flagpole is 19 meters tall. Or we can have the other side of the paper. So question 19 reads, a flagpole is 6 meters tall, and it is drawn here, 6 meters. A wire is stretched from the top of the flag to the ground 8 meters away from the base. So if it was not drawn for you, you need to know how to sketch this. So 8 meters from the ground, from the base of the pole to the ground, this is 8 meters. Now you are being asked for the length of the wire. We will assume that the flagpole is perpendicular to the ground. So this is 90 degrees. So you have this right-angled triangle. That is 6 and this is 8. So I'm being asked about this. So when you have this, you know the Pythagoras theorem, which says if this is A and this is B and this is C, so A squared is equals to A squared plus B squared is equals to C squared. So in this case we have 6 squared plus 8 squared is equals to C squared. 6 squared is 6 times 6, that is 6, plus 8 squared is 64 is equals to C squared. So that 6 plus 64 is 100 is equals to C squared. So what is C? So if C squared is equals to 100, you take the square root of both sides. So C will be, remember the square root of 100 can be positive or negative. So it's positive or negative 10. However, we are talking about length, so it has to be positive. So this is 10 centimeters. Sorry, meters. We are talking about. So we are saying the length of this wire is 10 meters. This is 6 meters, 8 meters. This one is 10 meters. The answer is A. Question 20, the last question. A spinner has 5 equally likely sections colored red, blue, green, yellow, and orange. What is the probability of landing on a primary color? And you are told in brackets primary colors are red, blue, and yellow in this question. So you have this diagram. This is a spinner wheel, or if I would say ni something ukisukuma hivyo inazunguka, and you have this arrow that can either land on orange, yellow section, blue, red, or green, but it cannot lie in between. That is the assumption, that hakuna wakati itakuja hapa katikati. Kuja katikati, we will check iko upande gani sana. So in other words, it has 5 possible outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the number of possible outcomes are, you have red, blue, green, yellow, and orange. So what is the probability that you will get a red? It is 1/5 because they are equally likely. The next one, 1/5. This one, 1/5, 1/5, and 1/5. If you add all this, 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 will be, the LCM is 5. Or because they have the same base, you can add the numerator, which is 5/5, which translates to 1. So the probability is 1, is a sure, it's like a sure bet that you'll get either of these. So the question asks the probability of getting red or blue or yellow in brackets. So this is probability red, you add probability blue plus probability yellow. Probability of getting a yellow, a red, a blue, or a yellow. So we know each probability is 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, which is 3/5. And here is your answer. Probability of getting a primary color is either red or blue or yellow. Remember, when you are saying probability, when you are using the word or, you add. When you are saying and, you multiply. We have come to the end of section A for this paper. We subscribe and follow through for other videos from questions in this book and others in this channel. So again, the best thing you can do to support our continued support to you by uploading more videos about this paper and this book is for you to subscribe and share with your fellow students. Thank you. See you in the next video.